Yes, Christopher lived for all women, but he died for one. Yes, Christopher lived for all women, but he died for one.
I want to take you on a trip to the moon. I want to take you on a trip to the moon.
Who's paying?
Free.
We'll be landing on the moon in 3 minutes. We'll be landing on the moon in 3 minutes. Throw me out to the street, huh?
Yeah. Perhaps Madame would like to conduct the search. I wonder where that came from. Fascist!
Hey guys, Enter the Stars, Under the Cherry Moon. A Prince film 30 years before he died. 30 years ago. This was a highly underrated film. I remember watching this as a young teenager and hearing that this film did not do well in the box office. So, of course, in the wake of the death of Prince, I thought I would take a look at this film. And in my shock, several things emerged. We're going to cover some of those things tonight. July 4th, Independence Day. And we are having the reboot of Independence Day, the film. The 69 years since Roswell, New Mexico. 69 years since Roswell, New Mexico. And of course, Independence Day is all about aliens and Roswell, New Mexico. So we will see what the reboot has in store. Now, this is the album that Under the Cherry Moon came from. And of course, Prince died on a full moon. But here's what's more interesting. The length of the soundtrack is 40 minutes and 57 seconds. Prince died at 57 years old. The song Under the Cherry Moon on the album also to have 57 seconds in its length. Do you think he was trying to tell us something? Again, 30 years ago, before his death. Now this is where things get real interesting, because we also discovered that I would die for you. The number 4, the month of April, the letter U, the 21st letter in the alphabet, showing when he would die, 4/21. And here on the license plate in the story of the film of Under the Cherry Moon, he dies for the woman. The woman is the riches. He tries to fall in love, but it's all a lie because it cannot be. Here she is in the red car racing him in his convertible. And this is the stunner. When you pull up the numbers on this license plate and simply transfer alphanumerically each letter that you see on this license plate, here's what you get. These are the numbers here. And when you unscramble those numbers and remove the 0, because when you deal with numbers, you remove the 0, it reveals the exact date that he would die at 57 years old. 9/11 upside down and backwards. He died on the 111th day of the year. And 9/11 has 111 days remaining in the year. He died on 4/21. All of the numbers of the license plate accounted for, simply unscrambled. And here we see that 6 is always 9. We understand that because we are in the year of 69. And this all fits perfectly. Unbelievable. And finally, the woman in Under the Cherry Moon that got Prince killed. Kristen Scott Thomas. born on May 24th. The 144th day of the year, with 221 remaining. All digits accounted for. The date of his death, 4/21/4/21. All digits accounted for. The 144th day of the year, with 221 remaining. 4/21/4/21.
If we don't get some bread and get back to Miami soon, Isaac Sharon's gonna mess one of us up. And honey, it ain't gonna be me.
So Matt, afraid to die?
Yes.
Well, I ain't afraid of shit.
Are you afraid of bats?
Now, when you think about what's going on an esoteric level in this movie, you begin to understand the underlying themes. The purple being the red and the blue mixed together, and that representing Prince. The Prince of what, you may ask? And why is this man so against the mixing of Prince, the Prince, with his daughter? In this scene, he talks about the bloodlines, and that the Sharons, which is him and her, are supposed to be mixing with the Donahues and combining their fortune. But she's in love with Prince, the red and the blue combined. Now, we've talked about all this, about the fallen angels and the mixing of the bloodlines, and trying to get us to accept this. We've talked about alien disclosure this year, the year 69, and how they did the reboot of Independence Day this year. They chose it specifically because it's been 69 years since 1947, Roswell, New Mexico. We talked about the X-Files reboot that occurred this year as well, and that series was all about Roswell, New Mexico as well. They picked this year for a reason. The mixing of the red and blue, the purple, that is the Freedom Tower. The new Freedom Tower is the mixing of the two pillars together. The mixing of the two pillars together, blurring the lines of sexuality, blurring the lines of gender. This requires sacrifice, which is what we just saw. So when people tell you that, oh, there's no Illuminati sacrifices, show them videos like this, because these themes go back as far as you can remember. And it is foretold in the Bible that in the last days they shall mingle themselves with the seeds of men. King James Version of the book of Daniel. Who are they? Obviously, they aren't men mingling themselves with the seed of men. There's something else. And this theme runs throughout Prince's life. The purple rain, the purple raw in man, the purple rain man.